Hi, this is Kim from Folk and Fashion Dolls, and today I want to present on the Madame Alexander bent knee dolls made in between 1966 and 1972 in the international line. Now, I misspoke in one of my videos. Actually, by 1972, there were 48 different countries issued. Now, you can expand that number if you go into the Americana and, collect the Amish pair. That would be 50 dolls. The Native American dolls would make it 52. But I just stick with the internationals because it gets too complicated. Okay, so with a renewed interest, there may be a renewed interest in these international dolls because people are getting their DNA done through Ancestry.com, 23andMe, and they're finding out some very surprising results. I know I did. But then on the other hand, some people may be offended because there was some, I guess, cultural insensitivity. You got to remember, this is the 1960s. Madame Alexander claims that these were exquisitely and authentically dressed in folk costumes. And in fact, in 1965, she did win some kind of award or plaque from the United Nations for promoting awareness and cultural diversity. Okay, so it just depends on your own family background, what the oral histories have been handed down to you. I know I am 50% of one particular country, and those dolls do tend to offend me. So I totally get if, some of these dolls are, like, that's not what my ancestors look like. That's not, I get it. Okay, so an example is Mexican. Okay, well, she's in a typical Mexican with the sombrero, the dress. She's got the tag, Mexican. Now, instead of buying Madame Alexander, we're seeing New York, USA on the backs of the tags. But remember, the Bentney Walkers, the early ones, did not have New York, USA. Okay, but what may be culturally insensitive is that they put these Spanish conquistador figures on these gold earrings, gold tone earrings. So that may be, I know people from the Latin countries do not like to be called Spanish. Spanish refers to people only from Spain. They are very proud of their native ancestry. And places like Peru, they still speak the original Incan language. So, we can talk about things, when I'm presenting these dolls, there's so many different areas you can get into. You can get into the history of fabrics, why people dress the way they did. And it all depends on the area of the world they came from, the materials available, whether it was to keep them warm, keep them cool. That's one area of study. And I've always been interested in fabrics. And I'm sorry I didn't study that because I'm a very tactile person and I love to just feel these materials, which sadly we are never going to see again. I mean, she did get the finest of satins, silks, brocades, jacquards. Even the USA made cotton. I know we're never going to see again, which makes me very sad. But anyway, I just want to point out that this is probably really a 1965 doll. She still has the Walker face, that peachy complexion, the blue-green eyes. But she is a strung doll, bent knee. And, you know, this was a company. They had to exhaust leftover stock. You know, they weren't just going to throw. So they may have had this head already to go. And, you know, they just put it on a regular bent knee body. Okay, so she's probably from 65, maybe 66. I've had her a very long time. And she is one of my favorite dolls. And again, oh, let me point out, see the brown eyebrows? I forgot to mention that. That was another characteristic of the bent knee walkers. They don't have a lot of makeup and their eyebrows were painted brown. Okay, but now you start to see with the regular bent knee dolls, black eyebrows, black painted eyebrows in all the dolls. Okay, next doll is African, and she was issued in 1966 in different outfits. This might be, you know, possibly a 68, 69 doll. But she has the earrings, the gold hoop earrings. She came with the same sandals as Israel, but I liked her in the gold. I just took them off another doll. And, you know, this is like just an unusually beautiful sari in the colors. So that's why I'm thinking it's a later 60s. Because remember, you know, she did want to kind of keep up with the fashion of the times, you know, to sell dolls. You know, if she put them in ugly outfits, nobody was going to buy them. So that's what you see starting in the mid-60s. You see a lot more facial painting, more eye makeup being put on the dolls, and now jewelry. Okay, now this is actually a Wendy face doll, and what they did was they didn't paint her this color, they actually added paint to the plastic mold to give her this nice pretty reddish, you know, medium brown color. Unlike the Asian dolls, they used, you know, like a lighter brown color. Now, she has brown eyes. The Asian dolls tend to have those black pupilless eyes. And this is Thailand. She was made in 1966. That's when she was issued. I'm not sure. I have she came in the box. I just don't have a wrist tag for her. So this could be accurate. She's from 66. Now, Thailand was not only famous for its silk, but this is a typical Burmese dance outfit. So the country Burma, which is it's now called Myanmar, there were a lot of Burmese people, I guess, living in Thailand. Okay, so now on the dress tag, you see the R after Madame Alexander. So that's what you start to see. You know, the R stands for registered trademark. So that tells you it's a little later outfit, I guess. You know, there's no hard and fast rules with these things. Again, they had to use up leftover stock, you know. Okay, so this is Israeli, and she was originally issued in 65 as a bent knee walker. She's not. She's just a strung doll, bent knee doll. And you can see the bend knees. And you can see she has a different tone than the Mexican. Now we're seeing a little bit of tan being put into the plastic. And a good thing to check is to see that, you know, they're not tan by damage, is to open up the knee. And if underneath the knee is lighter than the rest of the leg, that means that, because some dolls just pick up, you know, I don't know if it's cigarette smoke, wood burning stove, some dolls just get so yellowed. And if you check the under the knee, then you can kind of see the light area. Okay, so Israeli has those beautiful blue stone earrings. The Star of David necklace will continue. And she's in a blue taffeta skirt. And, you know, she represents probably, you know, a dance outfit, a celebratory outfit. Again, it's a desert climate over there in Israel. So, you know, she's going to wear something that's going to keep her cool. Okay, next one. Oops. That was going to happen. I'm going to move some of these out of the way so that I can move them around better. Okay, so now we have Romania. Some of the books will call her Romania. I think she was misspelled. And she was issued in 1968. And based on, yeah, I think she is a 68 based on her eye makeup. And she's got the R, Romania. Okay, so if starting this, so she was never called Romanian, because once they get into the late 60s, whatever they call the country, they drop the adjective form. Okay, so she her cultural outfit is the most remarkable is that hat. Romania is, you know, most of the people that live in Romania are of the Eastern Orthodox religion, and that hat has something to do with it. Okay, then we have Turkey. Turkey was issued in 1968. And she comes in many variations. Actually, she has beautiful long hair. And the problem, okay, so they were issued with dark blue satin pants, and for some reason, all the dolls Madame Alexander issued in dark blue seem to fade to purple. And that's a very common problem. But look at that, you know, beautiful brocade. And it's Turkey. So she was never Turkish. And she comes with the fez. And again, she's got a nice head of hair. Okay, so she is probably 68 and not too much makeup. The point I'm getting at is that the closer they get to 1970 and 72, you'll see, especially in the European dolls, the makeup becomes very dramatic. Now, the reason I have Brazil out, let's go out, is because there was a costume change at some point in the late. I already showed her as a bent knee walker in the big green polka dots. Now she's changed to the lime green that was a popular color in the 60s, and smaller polka dots. And also I want to show that the dolls that came with the beaded necklaces actually had these metal clasps on them. Okay, so that's why I have her out, to show not only the costume change, and no longer is the nylon woven hat, but just the orange scarf And I believe she's missing her fruit that would have sat on top of that scarf. Okay, so Brazil, I already showed her as a Bethany Walker. She came out in 65. This is probably by 1970s. And also you see the different eye colors now. I forgot to point that out. Like she's got the brown eyes. African has brown eyes. Israeli has blue eyes. Okay, now China, her first year of issue was 1972. Very late. And she comes in this nice big woven hat, real black silk pants, and this blue brocade. And her wrist tag is dated 1972. Okay, now you can see she does have well-defined lower lashes, and she has what's called a black, I rather call them onyx eyes. Some people will call them the pupilless eyes. You're starting to see that. I do have an Italian doll with those black eyes. I call them just black onyx. Okay, and then last but not least is Norway. Her hat's a little yellowed, but she is a 1972. And again, I want to point out the makeup. Now, she's got real blue eyes. It's not the blue-gray eyes. It's real blue eyes, but look at that dramatic makeup. And so you start to see that in the 72 Bethany dolls. The dramatic makeup, which I don't know, I'm not that crazy about it. I don't know. The only green-eyed dolls that I know of, again, she wanted, her Scarlett O'Hara, the Bethany Scarlett, to be special with the green eyes, but she did issue Scottish with green eyes, and I believe Ireland too, by 1970. So, they're going to come in the seafoam green boxes. But what happens is in 1973, they switched to the 0, 7 numbers. I'm in very tight corners here. And so even though this is technically, the books say when they start the 0 numbers, 0772 China, that's supposed to be a 1973 box, but you're going to see a lot of leftover Bethany dolls in these boxes. So look for these numbers, because 9 times out of 10 you're going to find a Bethany doll in them. That's China, and this is Norway. She came as 0784 in, the 0 number, Norway, and she came as a Bethany. Okay, but starting in the end of 73 comes the actual blue shiny boxes, and that's when a whole nother mold change takes place. So I will leave that for another video. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe. Thank you.